was all good until somebody went fucking nuts. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. A little bit of Black Eyed Peas there. Shut up. You guys know that song? Well, I think Turtleboy, a.k.a. Aiden Carney, just said, shut up. You want to criticize me? Go right ahead. Criticize all day. You want to lie about me? We got a problem. A $2 million problem. All I know is I've been there before. 2021. People calling me a sexual predator and shit. I love it. Truth and Transparency supports Aiden. Truth and Transparency supports the Turtle Riders. Truth and Transparency supports Karen Reed's innocence and everything behind it. So, but this is wild. Literally, this is a flashback. So, Turtleboy suing for $2 million. I have no idea if she has $2 million. I don't really give a fuck if she has $1. But calling somebody a rapist, you got some nerve. So I love it. Turtleboy has an attorney, and I think the discovery phase of this is going to be amazing because I think that Turtleboy is going to sue the shit out of the different counties over there. I mean, I know I would. So yeah, this was just filed yesterday, January 8th. And he made it known. This is just the first one. There's a bunch coming. And there should be. There should be. Again, just because you support somebody, just because, even when you don't see eye to eye on like the same case, if I feel a certain way or my opinion's this or my opinion's that, you guys, how many times do you have difference of opinions with the person that you love? All the time, right? How many times do you have difference of opinions with your children? Okay, with your parents, with your siblings, with your friends. Okay, you don't agree on everything at all times. But there's principles, there's standards. Okay, and I love it. He said, criticize me all you want. You're just not going to defame me. Pretty simple. Criticize my work. Say, how do you think Brian Kober is innocent? Well, first of all, I never said he was innocent. I said the police in Idaho suck dick, just like they suck in Massachusetts. No one's going to go around violating our rights. I don't know if Brian Kober is innocent or not. Just like I don't know if Karen Reed is innocent or not. I believe Karen Reed is innocent based on what I've seen. And I believe in innocence until proven guilty. And what I've seen in the Brian Kober case, he's not guilty yet. There is nothing that I've seen. In fact, if you've actually paid attention in that case, you will see that there is way more supposed evidence against Karen Reed than there is against Brian Kober. And how did they get that evidence against Karen Reed? Well, they framed her, right? 2022, 2021, 2020, those years, I'm telling you, because of COVID, I'm telling you, those are the years of, I swear, I don't know if people were taking hand sanitizer and using it on their hands and then just drinking it. But for whatever reason, 2020, 2021, and 2022, I've seen more cases where I can say that, yeah, this is either corruption or it's at police work or it's both, but it's bad. And I'm calling it out. I said, pay teachers more money, pay cops more money. Protect our kids at schools like you protect our money at banks. You think about twice coming up in there, trying to shoot up our schools. All right. Again, good morning. Today's Thursday, right? I love Thursdays. I love Mondays. I love every day. I truly do. Aiden is the plaintiff. Oh my God, there she is. Look at her new blue wrench. Look at that. Ah. So the plaintiff is Aiden, Turtleboy, and the defendant is Lindsay, the defendant there, Gaetani, known to people as in the world of Turtleboy, Turtle Riders, they call her the fake victim. So here we go. These are the facts common to all counts. The plaintiff restates and reveres paragraphs 1 and 2 as if expressly written on multiple dates and occasions beginning in 2024. The defendant has made defamatory statements about the plaintiff. Number 5 is on multiple dates and occasions beginning in 2024, the defendant has written and published to her social media accounts and to other sources and media defamatory statements about the plaintiff. Because Turtleboy has a couple different counts that he's suing for. So defamation, libel. I think those are the tort claims that he's going with. I just want to double check. Yeah. Count 1 is slander, 2, libel, 3, intentional infliction of emotional distress, and count 4 is injunctive relief. So, ooh. So the following paragraphs are separate and distinct examples of defamatory statements and written made by the defendant. So number 6 here, or I'm sorry, 6A. On or about June 29, 2024. So if you guys can remember the Karen Reed case, right? So this would be after. The defendant described the plaintiff as the abusive, lying rapist himself. So on a social media account. Last time I checked, if you're going to accuse somebody of rape or if you're calling them a rapist, Aiden has never been charged. There's no police documentation, nothing like that, no court records existing of Aiden being found guilty of rape. So, and she never went to the police and said, I need to file a police report. 100% Amy Wilson. Turtleboy doesn't care if he ever gets paid. It's the principle behind it. And that's what I was saying earlier. It's all about standards, you know. B is on June 29th, the defendant wrote, do not ever tag that rapist on my page ever again, referring to the plaintiff. Look at this, on July 5th, on July 17th, on August 14th, in August, on October 15th, in October, on or about November 12th, on or about November 15th. You know what's crazy is somebody that doesn't want anything to do with a person, it says a lot when you're just constantly talking about them. And again, you can talk about somebody all you want. You have your First Amendment rights, but there's a difference. You cannot accuse people of criminal acts or say that they've committed criminal acts when they haven't. So you're going to see all in here is this R word, the abuser. Currently abuses drugs. All the help in the world won't cure his severe mental illness and personality disorder. All of this stuff literally brings like 2021 vibes back. Reading this. So going back up here, The August 14th one is the defendant posted to her social media account, Kearney abuses drugs. In August 2024, the defendant posted to a social media account because I think that she has those alts. So let me make something very clear. Aiden Kearney is very much a rapist. That's problematic. Very, very problematic right there. On October 15th, the defendant wrote on her social media page, "It's creepy that the rapist can't stop talking about me." Mm. During a civil trial, guys, there's a phase called discovery. What discovery is when both sides have to exchange papers, tangible items like text messaging, emails. You can go through, you can be deposed. You can be sent admissions and interrogatories. Let's see. And so during that time, you certify everything. And this woman here has literally colluded with law enforcement. So I am of the belief that if I was Turtleboy, this to me would be about getting all this discovery, because I'm going to sue the living shit out of the counties, right, over there in Massachusetts, especially who violated the fuck out of my rights, which his rights have been completely violated. And this woman has, and he's got a decent amount of it already due to what's going on right now with his criminal case, but he's going to be able to get discovery and get that discovery that's showing where Lindsay has been colluding with law enforcement. Jesus. In October 2024, the defendant posted to a social media account based on the lies of the rapist himself, who is a felon when referring to the plaintiff. Okay, so he's not a felon. Turtleboy was arrested, okay? But just because you are arrested and you have charges on you, nothing has come of that yet. He is not a felon. He does not have a record that consists of felonies, so that's not true. Again, this is problematic. So what if he was a felon? Then it'd be the truth. And so then you couldn't file what he's filed. This is not what that's about. So what if he was a felon? But I'm just saying, like, that's not what this is about. She couldn't get in trouble for it then. That's what it would mean. On or about November 12, 2024, the defendant wrote about the plaintiff, in quotes, "He did commit rape. Only thing worse than a rapist is a lying rapist." Wow. He did commit rape. Only thing worse than a rapist is a lying rapist. I mean, on or about November 15th. God, look at this. She went ham. November. Look at this, October 15th. I see a pattern. Look at this, August 14th. Does she get her period in the middle of the month, or does she take any type of medications where then it would run out? Like, if she's getting her supply every 30 days, that like she's running low before she gets to refill anything? Because if you look at these dates, see, I'm just a date person. and October 15th, November 15th, August 14th, July 17th. Girl has a serious problem in the middle of the month. The defendant posted to her social media page or on a media account, the rapist lied. Jeez. L there says the defendant described the plaintiff as a rapist cult leader. The defendant who wrote and posted to her social media account, Kearney is very much a rapist. I mean, geez. Okay, I just have a question. This has nothing to do with this, but it just has to do with this girl. If he was a rapist, then why did you date him? Why did you want to, like, I don't know, be all up on his shit 24/7? And the defendant posted to a social media account a manufactured photograph of the plaintiff apparently restrained in prison with a person holding a knife to his neck, implying that the plaintiff is a criminal. The defendant on multiple diverse dates beginning in 2024 to the present has made false and defamatory statements that Kearney committed a crime. Yeah, you can't do that. The defendant on multiple diverse dates beginning in 2024 to the present has made false and defamatory statements in writing to third parties. Yeah, that's a no-no. I'm surprised. Can you not? I want to look it up. Bella, can you not sue for economic advantage in Massachusetts? I'm just curious. I mean, I would think that this he also has I would think claims that this was if she's trying to be online, and that would be economic advantage. Yeah, like with the economic shit. Yeah, I would think that. I'm just curious. I know in Idaho it is. Only reason I know that is I'm dealing with so much Idaho stuff. So. Let's see.
Well, they have this here. Shoot, I shouldn't have pushed it. I should just let you read the AI version. Don't push it because it's PDF.
Yeah. That's what I thought. But I wonder if he didn't physically had contracts, so does that not make it?
If he's an LLC or an entity, he can. Doesn't matter if she.
Okay.
But he has to prove loss of income.
Okay. He has to prove loss of income, but can he prove that he would have made more? Because like just because let's say that he made more money, but he would have even made more if he wasn't being. You get what I'm trying to say? Like try to compare that.
Like what you did in 2021.
Yeah, exactly. Like just because you make more money on paper than you would have, let's say, the previous year, I would have made 10 times more and I just think he would have too. Also, he would have, people weren't having him on channels like.
But I think that it's really hard to prove when he grew in popularity in that time because of the other work he was doing. So I think that might be a difficult thing to prove in court.
Well, if you can prove that people wouldn't have you on their channels because of this, I think that that would be proof.
Or people wouldn't work with you, not just channels, maybe news people.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like how people, for example, when this was happening to me, people were reaching out to someone like a Scott Roeder, okay? And Like when I say people reaching out, people from 48 hours who were producers at 48 hours were reaching out to Scott Roeder and saying, do not work with me. And basically, if you worked with me, like there's going to be consequences. So, and I have proof of it all. There's all this proof, like emailing shit to people, texting stuff to people, calling people. Then there's, I can show that the phone call happened and why is this person talking about, for example, the Rachel Del Tondo, Sheldon Jeter Jr. stuff. Do you know how many people reached out and said and tried to interfere? It's contractual. It's interference with contractual relationships to try to interfere with me working. And I just think that would have happened to this dude. You can always amend your complaint. So, but this girl ain't even worth the sweat off a nutsack. So I would do it for the discovery, for the principal. Let's see. The defendant on multiple occasions has said that that Kearney suffers from disease or illness. The defendant on multiple diverse dates beginning in 2024 to the present has made false and defamatory statements in writing to third parties that Kearney suffers from disease or illness. 11. All the defamatory and false statements made by the defendant were made with actual malice. 100. Yeah. 60-day loss while in jail. Yes. There you go. There you go. I'm telling you, I know that he lost. And I also want to know, I mean, how many times has he been demonetized on YouTube? Can he even be monetized on YouTube? How is he not able to be monetized on YouTube? What has he done to, be screwed over on YouTube? He doesn't take other people's, it's not like he's using other people's content. So like, I would love to know how he would be not monetized on YouTube. I wasn't around back then. I know that he goes from being able to sometimes not even post, but I know that you can't super chat him. None of his stuff ever has ads. You know what I mean? So you can tell like he's not monetized. He got demonetized because of the COVID vaccine. Really? Has he ever tried to like talk to them about that? I'm just curious. I that pisses me off for him. I really enjoyed when he was talking about his kids and talking about the fact that he almost quit. People try to put me in jail the same way as Turtleboy, but in a different way, but in the same capacity as trying to collude with others, collude then with the government to literally try to put me in jail, literally lying about me poisoning dogs. God, there's just so much shit. Calling me a sexual predator. I mean, that's the same thing as basically calling somebody a rapist, in my opinion.
You said the same thing, though. You said you can talk about me and my work all you want.
Yeah.
Just don't lie about me.
Exactly. But when he was talking about his kids and, wanting to coach his kids' basketball team, That's what they try. Like, if you have protective orders against you, there's a ton of different things that can happen that nobody realizes that, okay, oh, this is just some stupid internet shit. This isn't stupid internet shit. Okay, this is not some stupid internet shit. These are people's lives. Okay. The internet has just become a way like the paper was. It's the news. It's media. So the internet has taken over, and it's just the platform of you getting out, but this is a livelihood. He's a journalist. So this is not fake internet shit. This is people's lives. When you come for someone's life, this is someone's life. And when he was talking about that he wanted to coach his kid, but then he's like, okay, what if I sign up for this and they want me to be the head coach and then I get thrown in jail? Living every fucking day, walking on eggshells due to somebody lying about you. And at any given day, you can be thrown back in the slammer. I mean, fuck all of that. Fuck all of that. Just, we stand with Turtleboy, not because of his stance on Karen Reed. I stand with Turtleboy because of all this shit. It takes a lot to stay focused when all of this shit's going on in your own life, and you have to come out and you're still reporting like you normally would. You're not backing down, even though if you did, then the shit would stop happening to you. But that's not who Turtleboy is, and that's not who like I am. But there are people in life that aren't like us, and it could cause somebody to commit suicide. It could cause, like I said, you to quit or go do something else or have a nervous breakdown. But this is not internet bullshit. You're running around going and telling people that people are rapists and sexual predators, and there should be consequences for that. Colluding with the government to create a false narrative to get you on criminal charges is absolute fucking ridiculous. You guys, I don't care if you try to frame me for littering. Okay? That's just an act, period. And if you're going to do it for something like that, what do you think that people are going to do in murder cases, in sexual assault cases? And then once you have everything to lose, then you continue on with your lies. You up the game. And it gets deeper and deeper in when you want to talk about corruption, because when you involve multiple people that are government officials to help your fucking stupid ass because you have an ego problem and came for me and lied about me. And that's kind of what they did with Turtleboy. That's the way I see it. She's a spiteful bitch. That's why it's actual malice. You can prove that. You did it out of spite. Because what? Turtleboy wasn't giving you the D no more? Because Turtleboy didn't want to be with you anymore? That's when you started doing this. And if you can prove that you were faking, pretending to like be somebody's friend or be somebody's lover to then fuck them, that's actual malice. So saddle up. Let's see. All of the defamatory statements made by the defendant were made falsely or with reckless disregard for their truthfulness. 100%. And you know who's backing and supporting this shit? Like, why would you ever muddy the waters if you're the O'Keefes? You know what I mean? Like, why would you even get involved? 14 is all the defamatory statements in writing and published by the defendant were made falsely or with reckless disregard for their truthfulness. So count 1 is slander. So the plaintiff restates paragraphs 1 through 14 as if expressly written here. The defamatory and false statements of the defendant as described herein were slanderous. The defamatory and false statements of the defendant as described herein constitute slander per se. It's about his job. The defamatory and false statements of the defendant as described herein were made with actual malice. As a direct and proximate result of the slander committed by the defendant, the plaintiff has suffered damages, harms, and losses. 100%. No doubt about it. And I know that he can prove it. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, he wasn't allowed in the courtroom at times, right? The slander by the defendant was a cause of the harms and losses suffered by the plaintiff. Yeah. The defamatory and false statements in writing and published by the defendant as described herein constitute libel per se. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. The plaintiff restates, so this is now libel. So when you say it, it's slander, you guys. When you write it, it's libel. So then he's suing for everything that she then wrote. So that's what count 2 is all about. He states everything, and then count 1 is this is the defamation, this is the slander, then this is a libel. Both of those things are defamation. Then intentional infliction of emotional distress. This is the big one. And I'm going to tell you why I think it's big. Because the way that the United States of America is operating right now in 2025 and has been operating this way for a while is big farm. Let's talk about it. You're messing with somebody's mental health. Okay, mental health is a huge thing that's being, like, in my opinion, exploited every which way possible. But the plaintiff restates, all the paragraphs. And here it is that Lindsay intended, knew, or should have known that her false and defamatory statements and writings would cause emotional distress. 100%. Living every day like that. Living every single day when that's just constantly on your mind. Somebody tried to sue me and say, oh, fucking no, whatever that whack bitch did. She lost her ass. She lost her ass in California. And it's actually a great, what the judge said was just absolutely tits. But people out there are going to be like, wait a second, but Turtleboy talks about her every day. Or Turtleboy talked about her, every other day, or, once on his live, or what, every day, whatever. You guys, talking about somebody, okay, is not what any of this is about. Turtleboy says it. Talk about me all you want. I say it all the time. Talk about me all you want, but you're not going to lie. Okay? You're not going to lie. But now let's say that a person lied. Let's say that Lindsay was lied to, and therefore she's repeating what somebody said to her. Okay? Well, that's why you have to be very, very careful, and you say, a source says blah, 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 right? I don't see that. So also Turtleboy talking about her, Turtleboy talking about what's going on. Turtleboy stating his opinions of her. Like calling somebody a hoe. If I said, I think that you're a hoe because you took off your pants day one when I first fucking met you. You guys think that's defamatory? That's my opinion of you. I think that you're a hoe. I think that you're an easy slut. You acted like a slut. I treated you like a slut. Can I get in trouble for that? Fuck no, I can't. Okay. Calling somebody a rapist, calling somebody a sexual predator, and that they have 16 victims out there. That's what people did to me. That 16 people came forward. 16 people came forward. And then I'm a sexual predator. Yeah. Fake victims. Turtleboy calling this woman anything. Turtleboy telling his story and saying how the girl, lured him over there and did all these things. He could talk about that all day, all night. He could talk about that 24/7. In fact, I think that he could probably prove that because I talked about the situation, and I said that she's a horrible fucking mother, okay, that she then went and did this. That's malice. She's a spiteful bitch. Calling somebody a rapist is a crime. Like, you can't lie about somebody committing a crime. Me calling you a spiteful bitch is my opinion of you as a human being. You're a piece of fucking garbage. I wouldn't piss on you if you were on fire. I wouldn't, so I don't care if Turtleboy talked about her every single day. It doesn't give her the right to lie. So if she wants to, she's going to either answer this complaint. She could also counter. She could counter sue him. Okay. And I just have my peace of mind with this Lindsay broad. It is my personal opinion that you should not counter anything. And it's my personal opinion that you should default judgment. That's how fair I am. I would default judgment. The defendant's conduct as described herein was extreme and outrageous. Absolutely it was. Absolutely. The defendant's conduct as described herein went beyond any definitions of decency. She should be arrested for the shit that she's done. Not only to go beyond the definition of decency, it is also intolerable in social media, amongst individuals, and within the community. Number 31 is the defendant's conduct as described caused the plaintiff to suffer severe emotional distress. 100. The defendant's intentional infliction of emotional distress was a cause of the plaintiff's severe emotional distress. Up. I mean, she's going to lose her ass. She's going to lose her ass. Wherefore, the plaintiff demands judgment against the defendant for her intentional infliction of emotional distress in an amount that the finder of fact deems fair and just, plus costs, interest, and any other relief the court deems just. And then here it is, injunctive relief, which is the plaintiff restates paragraphs 1 through 32 as if expressly written. Wherefore, the plaintiff respectfully requests that Lindsay be permanently enjoined from making any statements, post to any social media account, or otherwise publish any words, photographs, or any other type of communication stating that the plaintiff has committed any crime or suggests that the plaintiff has committed any crime, is a rapist or implies that he is a rapist, that he is a felon, or suggests that he is a criminal, that the plaintiff suffers from any illness or disease or any other false or defamatory statement of any kind. 100%, Bella. You cannot run your mouth like this. This is gross. Yep. This is absolutely sickening. God. For the record, the things that I was sued for was having a fake engagement party on a YouTube live. Thank you there, Amy. Welcome, new member. Honey Bear has been a member for 24 months. It's my 2-year anniversary. Oh, cheers, Lana. Oh, that's funny. That's a good one. What's interesting is Turtleboy is asking for $2 million from someone who shouldn't have that kind of money unless Turtleboy knows she's getting money from a third party. I don't know. This is the first of a few lawsuits that Turtleboy will be bringing forth. Everyone's buttholes are puckered. Look at the holes. Oh God, I wish I could find that. Yeah. Earlier, TNT said maybe it's for the discovery. That's what I think it's for. That's what it would be for me. I'd want all this discovery because I'd want to go ham on Massachusetts. I want Turtleboy to literally rake the... I want Turtleboy to crush those counties. Like literally, I will be the first person out there with the damn megaphone. Okay. If this shit goes to trial with him in a civil suit with the government in Massachusetts, if they don't settle, which they'll settle. But so she's not saying he raped her, but that he is just a rapist. Well, yeah, she didn't say he raped me in any of the comments, but it's crazy. I don't know. I think this broad needs to go get some pills or something. He literally said he knows none of these people have any money. He's doing this because he refuses to allow this to continue. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'd be doing it for the discovery though, too. Because like I said, I'd be suing the shit out of Mass, which he's going to. I can't wait for that. They have violated the fuck out of his rights. Okay, guys, violated the shit out of his rights. Yeah, Turtleboy will use them as the rake. That's what I would do. I would have sat down with a civil attorney, just like he did, and I would have said, okay, what are my options here? This is what's happened with this. They're all colluding. What's the best way to go about this? And I don't know, maybe you can get Lindsay to play ball. Maybe Lindsay will say, here, I'll give you everything you want. I'll even testify on your behalf. Okay. Yes, I did things that I shouldn't have. I can admit to those things. I was wrong and I lost myself and everything that I stand for. Because at some point, guys, this woman was a huge Turtle Rider, Turtleboy supporter. She was banging him. She was in love with him. The next thing from love goes to hate. They're like one of the two. That's like the same thing. If you hate somebody, that means you could love them. But if she has kids, I would tell her to think about her kids here. She doesn't need any of this shit. She made some huge, huge mistakes. They may never be forgivable, okay? But the first part of forgiveness is you have to be able to forgive yourself, and you have to make steps to do that. And I think that it would be a good way to start. Nice way to look at hate, Lana. Oh yeah, when I know people hate me, trust me, they loved me at one point. Deceptive trade practice can be added to the charges, probably. Do they pay for being a police informant? So, anyways. But yeah, he's suing. There it is. He wants a jury trial. He went with David. So for interviews, go ahead and hit him up. Ask him if he'll come on your channel. One more thought. Turtleboy is fast becoming the gym moniker of Fight Karen or Free Karen Reed with his rogue gallery of idiots. Yeah. P Fox. I hate my attorney, or I'm sorry, I hate my husband. I hate my attorney too. P Fox says, I hate my husband, but I love him so much too, right? Who's the attorney, Lana? I don't know. This is the first I've ever heard. David W. Henling. So, Henling, Beeler, Mengase, and Heineman. I don't know. Maybe I should call for comment. Hello, I'm trying to reach respectfully David. Hi, David. Was just curious if you had any comment. How badly do you see you crushing the defendants in your upcoming civil cases? That's all. Have a good day. Maybe I'll just call and say we just want to call in support of David and his efforts to sue the pants off of Lindsay. So thank you. Have a good day. You guys like my phone calls? I'm just going to call and tell them that we're supporting their efforts. I think that's a fair message, so we will do that. 66, 8,500.
You have reached HBMH Law. If you know your party's extension, you may dial it at any time. If you do not know your party's extension, dial pound for a dial by name directory. To reach David Heinlein, dial 210. To reach Jeffrey,
pound.
There is no one available to take your call at the moment, so please leave a message after the tone.
Hey, what's up, David? This is Lana from Truth and Transparency, and just want to give you a nice shout out and say thank you so much for taking care of our boy Turtleboy. We support you in your efforts with his upcoming civil cases, and if there is anything we can do to help, we are experts in the field of timelines, and we are extending our services free of charge. So go get him, David, and best of luck. Happy 2025. Again, Lana with Truth and Transparency, and here's my cell phone number if you need any help with timelines. All right. Extending our help to Turtleboy. Cheers, David. Who is the attorney? There you go. All right. So yeah, Turtleboy Crushing these people. Yeah, Lana, you go, girl. Richard Allen's lawyers should sue police for defaming them. You know, speaking of that, last night and the night before, Richard Allen's 2 of the 3 defense attorneys were on. Love them so dearly. God, Andy Baldwin is just a freaking amazing human. He is nothing what anybody would think if they think he's like a bulldog or something like that. He's not. He's classy. He's just stellar. But yeah, they came out and said that that Brad Rosie and Andy Baldwin have blood on their hands. I couldn't believe it. I cannot believe it. So anyways, any other questions, you guys, or comments about Turtleboy here? Like I said, we support Turtleboy 1,000,000%. I want him to literally take these people to the cleaners. And when I say to the cleaners, I want him to get the discovery. I want him to feel however he needs and wants to be felt as vindicated. He's vindicated as fuck over here. He would even have to do this. But I want him to do it because I want him to sue the living fucking shit out of Massachusetts. Okay. Nobody is above the law. Nobody is above the law. And the government should be held to a higher standard when they try to fuck with citizens. And I want him to work it. I want him to work these motherfuckers. So, Turtleboy and there he is. Hi, Yuri's math teacher. Where the hell have you been? You're like, you haven't been talking about Karen Reed. Well, I'm about to talk about Karen Reed right now. You guys, I'm sorry, but I cannot stand Hank. Like, I'm going to be covering the Karen Reed case. I couldn't watch live him literally go at Dr. Russell. Like, I knew what was going to happen, and I couldn't sit there and watch it live. Every other word was going to be fuck. I'm trying not to cuss in 2025. But Turtleboy's right when he's saying that, hey, they're trying to take away all these experts. They're doing whatever they can. They're going to throw whatever they can up against the wall, see what sticks. But I just have one thing to say about Dr. Russell. And that is, if you've ever been attacked by a dog, you don't call up your favorite surgeon and say, hey, I would like a consult. I would like to get surgery. When can you fit me in? No. Dog bites, dog attacks. You are getting your ass into a vehicle and going to the ER. ER doctors are handling your immediate emergency. Okay? So to sit here and say, what is your methodology? How are you an expert in dog bites? Well, let me explain something to you. Hank, all right? First of all, every case is a case-by-case basis. And in medicine and science, there are no certainties. So when she wants to say things and word things and you want to try to twist them, you look like you're trying to twist your own pubic hair. So go fuck yourself with that. But ER is for emergency. And here it is. She's seen these wounds, and it's based on the pattern, like she said. Also, it's based on being able to communicate, okay, with the person who sits in the chair or is laying on the bed. The doctor is talking to them. The doctor is saying, what happened to you, right? Hey, what happened? Hey, what happened? Hey, what happened? Every time, hey, what happened? Hey, what happened? Right? Your kid gets attacked by a dog, gets bit by a dog. You're putting them in the car and you're rushing to the fucking ER. You do not call up some expert surgeon, okay, because you're waiting with bandages on, okay, to get surgery. That is just absolutely asinine. Okay, so there is no, well, what's your method? What do you mean? My methodology is I've seen and I've had thousands, hundreds of thousands of cases where somebody's coming in, right? And they're then telling me that they got attacked by a dog, right? And then so therefore I'm seeing what being attacked by a dog looks like for the past how many years. Okay. So I'm then coming in to testify that over my 40-year experience with people that could actually talk to me and tell me that they were attacked by a dog, that's what their wounds look like. That's what their wounds look like. The pattern. Just like when somebody gets into a car accident, right? They're rushed to the hospital. Who deals with them? The ER. The ER. Lana, TNT supporting Turtleboy in fighting corruption. Hell yeah. Woo, burn it down. Oh, look at who's turning green. Yuri. Yo, yo, yo. So to sit here and say, he asked her, well, there is no such thing, okay, as an expert. I'm an expert in dog bites. I'm an expert in dog wounds. I'm an expert in the field of the emergency room. I'm an expert in my field. How about this? Use Dr. Russell as a rebuttal. Okay? But even better. Hank, go get somebody that after Dr. Russell says what she says, okay? Have somebody come in and fucking say that what she's saying is wrong. I don't think anybody is going to get on that stand and say, because the words are going to be, it's consistent with this. It's consistent with that. And then the best thing is, why do you believe that? Because of the patterns. Because of the wound patterns. His line of questioning was like, and I would have just been objecting to every single question if I was the defense, because listen, are we doing a cross-examination here of her ability to be labeled as an expert, or are we doing cross-examination of her testimony the last time? Like, what is this for? And I'll say one good thing about Bella here. Listen, Bella said it best the other day. You have to know who you're dealing with. Hank is not like Lally, okay? Hank is got the mind of a defense attorney. He is going to try to bait you, and he is going to try to twist your words. So Karen Reed's team needs to explain that to their witnesses very, very well. Like, explain that, like, hey, this is the type of games that this dude plays. All right. And we're very good attorneys. Answer the question that he is asking. We will take care of you on redirect. We will rehabilitate whatever the fuck he tries to do. We got you because we that good. We got you. Okay? Don't be combative with him. But this is what he is going to do. This is who he is. And I think Melanie Little said it best. And so I want to give her credit for this. What attorney would ever do this for only $250 an hour? What attorney? Happy New Year, Atlanta! Oh my God, Nancy! Where have you been? I hope that you are good and loving that cold New Jersey breeze, the lake effect, the ocean effect. So ask yourself, why in the world would Hank do this case for $250 an hour? That's like, you can't get a lawyer in Ohio for $250. Like, the worst attorney in Ohio you can't get for $250 an hour. Alicia tearing his BS to pieces was beautiful. It truly was. I mean, just show some, like, I don't like when people don't show respect, though, to, like, I can cross-examine you and still be respectful. You know what I mean? And you should always be cognizant of just, like, what you're doing for a living, and that you want to rip to shreds this woman about these dog bites, okay? Think about what they could potentially do down the road. You might want to tread lightly with that. I loved it too when Dr. Russell said something about, what'd she say, Bella? She said, well, I usually don't have a dead person. Because he said, well, you would be, Hank said, these injuries, though, didn't cause him to die, right? Oh, that's correct, Hank. So these injuries aren't what caused him to die. Yeah, so think about that. Think about what you just said right there. So if Karen Reed's car did it, think about that. If Karen Reed's car did that, then he wouldn't have died either. Something else was there, right? Something else happened, right? Like, that can be so easily, like, flipped to, like, and I would use that against him. Like, something else happened. So if Karen Reed's car supposedly did that, then what the fuck else happened? You dumb motherfucker. So I would use what Hank said right there and twist it. And not because it'd be like a bad thing to twist. It's like, Hank, you just said it. Thank you so much. Exactly. Let's even say that Karen Reed, that didn't kill him, right? Dumbasses. Complete idiotic dumb asses. Oh yeah, Hank said not all your dog bite injury victims have broken bones. And she said they're usually not dead either. Like, you guys, when you get dog bites, you don't usually break. I'm sorry, like, I know a bunch of either family members or friends have been bitten or attacked by dogs. Never one of them has said I had a broken bone because of it. I mean, no joke. Please tell me where you've broken a bone because due to a dog attack. And I thought about it. I'm like, you know what? Everybody that I know, it's never been broken bones. So, hey, Hank, that's all I have to say to you is, yep, this didn't kill him, right? And then he's like, well, what reports did you make? What reports did you make? Well, did you write down, like, it couldn't be this and it couldn't be that? She's like, yeah, I went through it in my head. Like, Yep, that doesn't look like it could be from this. Like, you want her to write up a report, Hank? I would love to see a Daubert hearing with, yeah. Mine was broke, Lana. Well, yeah, your whole finger was off though. So like, you lost the finger. If you want to be really technical, the dog just took your finger with it. I don't know. I think Dr. Russell, hey, this is what they want to say happened. Well, okay. I think as the defense, we want to show you that this is what we think happened. So, and to deny any defendant that is bullshit. If somebody wants to get up there and they have the credentials to do it and talk about that, listen, dog wounds, dog bites, dog attacks, that's all dealt with in the ER. Okay. I'm an expert in my field of dealing with emergency situations, and they are usually car crashes, gunshot wounds, dog attacks. Internally, like your appendix bursting. I'm trying to think of like, what did we go to the ER for before COVID? So it's just so hard to, I didn't show that live because I couldn't deal with it. I'm not going to sit there and watch Dr. Russell get treated like a piece of shit from somebody who's making piece of shit money. So go fuck yourself, Hank. That's how I feel about that. Take your $250 an hour. All right. Meanwhile, Karen Reed's team, it's packing like, I don't know, close to probably like $2 G's an hour with her team being there. And he in the States rocking with $250 an hour. So I would be screaming and yelling too, like a little kid, just a complete fool. So, oh, Mazda Media, what's up? How are you? Good work. Love all the support that you've thrown towards the Free Karen Reed movement. So keep at it. Great job. What else? I personally believe that they're attacking with the Karen Reed case right now. And Bev's going to tread lightly. I don't think Bev's going to move on anything. I think that Bev realizes that the shitstorm's right in front of her face. And, but they're trying to eliminate Karen Reed being able to talk about third party and shit like that. But this whole attacking now Green. Oh boy. When someone makes a timeline up, and, I really hope that they were saving Carrie Roberts for this type of situation. I'm telling you, if I go back to show my timeline and you want to talk about where the cell phone of John O'Keefe's was, it's very interesting, that flight of stairs at that, let's see. God, I haven't pulled it up in such a long time. Let's take a look. I have so many Excel spreadsheets going on right now. Let's see. Open Karen Reed. Downloads. What's the name of that? Just stop. Okay. Mm. Oh, wow. Okay. Here. Where's Sleuthy Goosey at? Is she in here? Don't forget, Russell even has direct experience with, yeah, but they wouldn't let her talk about that. That's the other thing that I thought was interesting is that in trial one, she wasn't allowed to talk about being a cop or anything. And then here, Hank mentions that. So wouldn't the door then be open for that to then be on the table? Or how does that work? Because I just think that that's absolute bullshit. Bev will go through the motions, but I think she... I can't wait to bring back Bev's bingo, okay? That's all I have to say about that. Bev's bingo is off the chains, okay? Chrissy, 7 months. Here, I'm going to share this really quick. So I'm going to give Sleuthy some street cred here as I'm pulling up my other one. Let's see. That's taking a second. Let me see if I can get bigger. I wanted to show, what the heck's this thing doing? Bartender hands carrying a tall cylinder glass containing a clear liquid with a lime in it. All I have to say is I love Andy Baldwin. Andy Baldwin last night was like, and so did Jennifer. She's like, maybe we should have been watching more on social media because we never thought that we would be able to get stuff in. Everybody knew about that white van. You know what I mean? And he's so right, because all I would ever hear and still do hear is, this isn't admissible. This isn't admissible. This isn't admissible. Yes, it is admissible. Things are admissible if you have the correct chains of stuff. How is it not admissible? For example, if somebody gives me, here, Lana, here's 18 surveillance videos from 18 businesses from 12 noon to 12 midnight on whatever day. If they are authenticated, and then I work off of that and make a timeline and use 18 of these videos, right? And I'm making my spreadsheet and I'm listing, this is the camera that I use, this is what's happening, and it's all going chronologically, right? And I provide that then to, let's say, to a defense attorney to say, here's everything. And I took everything from your 18 videos, and within those 18 videos, there's 3 or 4 cameras per video because you have the front of the store, you have the, whatever, and I'm labeling the cameras with the places, right? And I supply this to you. Explain to me how that could not be admissible if your team of lawyers sees the work and says, holy shit, wait, you did this from evidence that's already admissible? Yeah. Yes, the cameras? Mm-hmm. Okay, so then if a defense attorney goes through it with or their paralegal or whoever goes through it to check the work, okay, then you're telling me that I don't need to testify to the timeline. Why do I need to testify to the timeline? I just created the timeline. I created it and I supplied it to you. Then you went through it and double checked all of it. so that you could like know it all, right? And then you want to submit this as a rebuttal to the plaintiff's or the state's version of events. So explain to me how in my thick brain, you're going to be able to tell me that you can't find a way to get that to be admissible. You didn't have the time, okay, to do that, to sit there and watch all those 18 videos and to do that. But somebody that you found did have the time. So explain to me how that just like this, for example, having anybody go through all of this from trial 1 mixed in with all the discovery and putting like this together. Because let's even just say that you had somebody like, when I say pick on, I'm just going to use Sleuthy Goosey, for example. Let's say that they're like, well, we're just going to call this Sleuthy Goosey to the stand. What do you mean you're just going to call this Sleuthy Goosey to the stand? Yeah. Well, do you guys remember in the Johnny Depp trial how they called one of the TMZ cameramen to the stand? You guys remember that? Wasn't it the Depp trial? There was somebody that called to the stand in the middle of the trial. And it was about, I believe it was about footage that he had taken. That was admissible. Right? Yeah. So here we went ahead and we watched this whole damn trial. What type of expert do you have to be to take transcripts or take the video and then take the discovery and put it in chronological order? What type of background do you have to do that? I don't know. I'm a human. I don't know what you mean by that. I sat there and I typed up a spreadsheet that I learned how to make in college. Okay. And I put everything in order chronologically. What was your methodology for doing? Ask me questions, Hank. What's your methodology? My methodology is that I sat at a table at a desk and I obtained all the videos. I went through all the videos and I put them in chronological order of events that happened. And then I timestamped them, marked the timestamp, did a description, wrote what video it came from. Okay. That's my methodology. Okay. And when have you ever done this in the past? Well, I make Excel spreadsheets all the time. When have I ever testified in a trial? Never. Okay, so this is the first trial you're testifying in. Yes. Why does that matter? You just answer, yes, it is. Okay, and how did you find out about this case? I cover true crime on my YouTube channel. And that's how I found out about this case. The media. Okay. Label me an expert. I don't want to be labeled an expert, right? I just want to show you that, hey, this is what I did. Tell me where it's wrong. So when I'm going through and showing you and pointing out this timeline, you have an opportunity to say, well, that's not correct, is it? Because you left out such and such, or you didn't add this and you didn't add that. Okay, prove it. Show me that. But you have that opportunity to do that on cross-examination. I'm just saying, get people that do timelines in these damn trials for the juries to see. But I wouldn't have any problem saying, yeah, I've never You guys do realize that there was a point in time when digital evidence didn't exist. So everybody out there has a first trial that they've ever testified in. So what did you do in this trial? What did I do in this trial? No, what did I do in this case is that I took everything that happened in the trial 1 and took the discovery and I put it all in chronological order. That's what I did. And so then you'd be able to point out really quick. So in trial 1, what did Colin Albert say on the stand? Well, at this mark, he said this, and then this is what he said at this mark. And where did you get that information from? From the trial was live streamed. That's where I got the information from the recording. Now, how are you going to say, ready? Objection, Your Honor. If you're just thinking about that, if somebody wants to testify to that. Objection, Your Honor. What's your, remember Bev's like, don't state your objections. But how would you object to that? How do you object to that? Objection, Your Honor. Relevance. Well, I think it's very relevant that we're pointing out that Colin Albert lied on the stand and committed perjury. I think it's very relevant for our jurors to see that this is what Colin Albert said at this point, and then at this point, and then now. Did you happen to see during the trial that videos were released throughout the trial? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Okay, so where did you get those videos from? Well, I got them from the internet. Who posted them? Oh, Turtleboy did. Okay, so during the trial, Colin Albert testified that he had never had a fight, right? Yep, only with his brothers. That's what he said. I've only fought with my brothers. Okay. So then you come across after that testimony, how recently? Oh, I think it was like that next day or that same day he came out and showed these videos. And so I just recorded them and added to my timeline. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and play the videos that you saw. Objection. How are we objecting to that? Relevancy. I don't know. Foundational. I don't know. We don't even know where these came from. Well, then you would have to have Turtleboy testify. But I think all of that shit should come into play. And I think that somebody should be testifying at trial 2 to all the fucking lies that happened in trial 1. Why can't you? I'm telling you, defense attorneys are going to have to start thinking outside the box, you guys, because of the way that these jurors are going about things. There is no such thing anymore as you are innocent until proven guilty. It's like you have to prove that you are innocent. And that's ridiculous. But that's the way that it is. So how do we so I want to prove the timeline. I want to prove and I want to show that, listen, Karen Reed is on the Wi-Fi at 12:36. That means she would have had to leave when? Like, you really need to hammer that into the jury. The other thing is that we want to show the jury that every single one of their witnesses said that John O'Keefe was not on the lawn. And if John O'Keefe is not on the lawn, where is he? He has to be on that lawn no later than 12:28, laying there for Karen Reed to be guilty. And you need to embed it in the brains of the jurors that the prosecution doesn't even know where John O'Keefe is from 12:28 until 6:03 a.m. Because every single one of their witnesses are saying that John O'Keefe is not on the lawn. That's all you have to embed in the jurors' heads. In order for Karen Reed to be guilty, John O'Keefe would have to be on that lawn, laying there, already hit by 12:28 to be able to make it for the 8-minute drive to get over to be on the Wi-Fi. And then you're going to show all the companies. I would recall, unless Hank's going to go a lot faster, recall for one question per witness. You didn't see John O'Keefe, right? Nope. He wasn't on the lawn. He wasn't on the lawn. Every single one of their witnesses are saying he wasn't there. And now, jurors, I'm not asking you to ask yourself where he is. He's not where the state is saying that he is. And you have to listen to the state's witnesses. They cannot, not one single witness can put John O'Keefe on that lawn after my client leaves. Fuck the house long to die. Google search. I'm sorry, but like, I'm telling you. Except the black blob comment. And you want to know how you go ham on her? You show how incredibly fucking drunk she was. That you saw a black blob because everything was blurry to you that night, wasn't it? Everything was a blob, wasn't it? And you don't take that jury out to that lawn until, don't take them in the beginning because nobody will get it yet. You have to take the jury to that lawn like at the end, like in the Murdoch case. Because take it before closing. All right. After, in between, you have to let those people testify. You cannot be going out to that lawn until after that and say that nobody's ever going to think that you can possibly not see a body laying there. Okay. It's such a tiny yard. But every single one of the state's witnesses, and then I would implore them to consider that when two guys like to talk, right? One of them could possibly get into a vehicle with the other one, right? So could John O'Keefe have gotten into, let's say, what's his name's car? The Jeep, Kevin from Sleuthy or whatever. wait, what's his name? Higgins. I would also show how when people are saying that they're arriving and where they're sitting, everybody is sitting on each other's laps. Everybody is supposedly sitting on each other's laps. Everybody is supposedly parking in the same spot. All right. But your strongest thing with this case is the 1236 Wi-Fi. That's so strong for Karen Reed, and it's underrated. Karen Reed, in order to get on that Wi-Fi, has to be at that house at 1236. That means everybody would have been a witness to Karen Reed blasting the shit out of John O'Keefe going backwards at 1228. That means the black blob would have actually seen a collision where she's bringing her fat ass in and out. And the brother, the driver, Maxon, all of them, they literally would have seen a Karen Reed blast John O'Keefe. And then you just ask, simple question is, well, do you think that you would have seen a body? I mean, because they're driving. Ask the driver that. You wouldn't have been drinking and driving, would you have? It's if John O'Keefe is not on the front lawn laying there from 1228, then Karen Reed didn't do it. Because Karen Reed never goes back there to go hit him later. you know? And that's all you have to show. As a juror, I think that they can understand that. And pound that into the jury's heads in the beginning. You guys, if you can't put John O'Keefe, nothing else matters. If you can't put John O'Keefe, if all 12 of you can't put John O'Keefe laying on the front lawn at 12:28 p.m. or a.m., then Karen Reed's innocent. And what you're going to hear from the state's witnesses, every single one of them, is that John O'Keefe is not on the front lawn. That's what you're going to hear from every single witness that was coming and going, that John O'Keefe wasn't on the front lawn. He wasn't there. And if he's not there, then where is he? Well, he's not in Karen Reed's vehicle because it left, right? And she's at home at 12:36. In order to get home at 12:36, she has to leave by 12:28, which means the state, their case is that she backed into him and then just took off. Okay, well, that had to have happened before 12:28. Which means that every single witness would have seen him on the lawn that was in and out of that house. Or let's say that they're drunk, right? How does every single person miss him? Not even one person says that they saw him. That means he wasn't there, okay? Believe them. Believe these witnesses. These witnesses are going to tell you that John O'Keefe wasn't there. The judge is going to instruct you to believe these witnesses. So I don't want to go at these. These witnesses are telling you the truth. John O'Keefe was not on that lawn. The state refuses to accept the fact that their own witnesses are saying, yo, bro, that dude wasn't there. He wasn't on the lawn. I don't know what to tell you. And if Karen Reed did this, he has to be on the lawn at 12:28 because it's an 8-minute drive and it's snowing. Okay. Keep it that simple. Okay. Because then when you keep it that simple, then you can say, now, remember that. Remember how simple this should have been, right? Now, the state had to then go and complicate everything when they decided to prosecute off of faulty evidence, planted evidence. Say the words planted. Okay? Because how in the world would embedded, supposedly glass shards be anywhere on that vehicle? How would supposedly the taillight be anywhere on that lawn if it wasn't spread there? And you're going to hear that the glass wasn't found day one until after they had possession of the vehicle, period. Karen Reed's vehicle bumps up into John's Traverse, okay? It's clear as day. You see it right there. Karen Reed didn't frame herself. How does all of that shit get all over that lawn? Well, it's very simple. You have a guy that's going to be fired. Okay? But that's all you say. Like, believe these witnesses. They were all there. He was not on the lawn. He was not, because if he was on the lawn, you would have helped him, right? You would have saw a person and told somebody, right? Yes, I would have. Thank you. No more further questions. Next witness. If there was somebody on that lawn, you would have seen him, right? That lawn's so small, right? If you were able to look out the window and see cars pulling up, how could you not see a body? If you could see tire tracks, coming and going and making a 3-point turn or whatever, you could see a body. But when you pulled away, you didn't see a body, right? So he wasn't there, right? There was nobody there, right? Yeah, because if there was, you would have got out of the car and helped, right? Absolutely. No more further questions. Every single person that they will bring up to that stand, you guys, they didn't see a body. And in order for Karen Reed to be guilty, she would have had to hit him before 12:28, which means that not only would all of these people have seen a body, but there would have been people witnessing her blast that motherfucker and send him flying, supposedly, right? Because she's on the Wi-Fi at 12:36. Period. End of story. But I think that you can get behind that. I think that the jurors, if you say to them in voir dire to figure out if they can follow just this little thing, when people, I just have one question. When people get on that booth in that well right there and they start testifying, do you believe them when they testify? Like, what makes you not believe somebody? I want to know what would make you not believe them, because I want them to believe the state's witnesses. I want them to believe the state's witnesses. And I would say, listen, you can't pick and choose who you're going to believe unless you have a really good reason why you're picking and choosing somebody. But when we have 14 people, 12 people, 10 people, however many people are at that house, all of them saying John O'Keefe's body was not on that lawn, how are we not going to believe that? And John O'Keefe didn't sleep at his house, right? Right. So where was John O'Keefe? The state doesn't know. The state has no idea where John O'Keefe was from the time he gets there until 6:04 in the morning, when we have finally a camera from the police arriving from the 911 call, right? So John O'Keefe is lost. From the state has no idea where John is because they refuse to say that John was in the house. Where was John O'Keefe then? He wasn't on the lawn. He's not in the house. Higgins's Jeep. Somebody else's car. In order for Karen Reed to be guilty, John O'Keefe has to be on that lawn at 12:28 p.m. or a.m. And not a single person. And there's people just coming and going nonstop. And nobody saw that man. And so you're going to sit here and say to yourself, well, we just didn't see him. We just didn't see him. He was there, we just didn't see him. Then you take the jurors to the scene and you say, you went to that scene. You stood on the steps. You walked down the steps. You walked down the little walkway. You walked on the driveway. And then the way that they would have backed out and the lights would have been shining directly on the lawn and down. You're telling me that every single person didn't see a body, but there was a body there. No, it doesn't work like that. Every single person walked out of there, got in the vehicle, light shined on, and didn't see a body because there was no body there. Period. The state's own witnesses say it over and over and over and over and over. But then the state then wants to say, but the reason they didn't see a body is because it was snowing. What the fuck? Then you want to show them the video at 12:35 from the library and show how there was no snow on that ground. It may have been coming down, but there was no snow buildup. None. It's that simple. Yeah, but they're going to say what? I hit him. Fuck those people. They are so lost, those firefighters. And then show the shoe. Show the picture of the shoe where it ends up, oh, here's the shoe that you guys missed. Here's the shoe. Hank's a moron. Hank's a complete moron. He said, well, whoever goes in the house and just takes one shoe off. Did you guys hear that part? Remember that part, Bella? When Hank says, so people just go into houses and just take one shoe off? I think Hank forgets the fact that there was actually 2 shoes that were outside. One was on him, okay? And then they planted the one, and how you can prove that it's planted. Can I get my Karen Reed box?
Yeah.
Wait till you guys see this Karen Reed shit that I have. It's like all in a damn box. But the reason, and I think I thought Alan Jackson had it. Maybe he just needs to be reminded of it, because there's just so much like, what do you want to attack in this case? Because it's all fucking lies. It's corrupt. She was framed. Hank claimed pictures of the scene where John's body was found. Oh, it's what? It should be out there if I've read.
No kidding.
On the left side. It should be up there. Yeah, but fuck him. Fuck all this. This is ridiculous. This shouldn't even be going to trial. Here we go. Don't make me get the box out. I wanted to show you guys these 2 pictures. Yeah. It should be right there. Oh, boy. Karen Reed box, where are you? Karen Reed, can I get one of those?
Yeah.
Power drinks.
Find that box.
It's over here. Oh, maybe it's this one.
Doesn't seem like that. Okay, we'll go find something else. Better go entertain it.
Karen Reed! Oh, here it is.
Where? I'm gonna see
I
where.
don't know why it was in this box. It's in the shelf of your junior box. I don't know why.
Okay.
That's weird. That's super weird. What's in that box? Oh. God, all these boxes. All right. Here we go. Oh, good old Karen Reed box. These assholes. Don't make me get the box. All right.
Hector in the box. Here, that should be a sitcom. Here you go.
Hector
In the box.
Oh, Hector. Thanks. Appreciate that. Let me go with this. Hector, get your work in. Share screen, Hector. Okay. Here we go. Karen Reed, where's all my exhibits? I literally just need to make a damn book. Put it online. Okay, here they are. Okay, I want to take a look at this. That's the sweater that they and the marks. Look at this. I got the transparency paper out. All right. And when you actually line up transparency paper with his sweater and these little marks that they did,
Beautiful.
you can see like it's like this.
Beautiful.
See that? So
we're all visual learners.
Everybody's a visual learner, you know? But let me show you what Alan Jackson just needs to show good old homies over there. These are the trial exhibits. Every single exhibit. Okay. God bless it, man. Here we go. Right here. Alan Jackson says, why did you guys switch the front picture? So right here is exhibit 43. Well, it's 43 because he combined two. So right here, it's the front cover of the Canton Police Department's incident report. And the reason that Alan Jackson brings this up, and he can bring it up maybe in closing, or he has to emphasize this. This was the picture that was the front of the Canton Police Department. That was the front of the report. And so they didn't know at the time, when I say they, Massachusetts State Police didn't know that Canton took a picture of the curb, because that's the curb. All right. And there's no shoe there. So let me emphasize what I mean here. Exhibit 118. Okay. You see this part of the curb? You see that shoe right there? It is the same part of the curb that had no shoe earlier. And here's that part right here. Okay, that's what they did. And you know who could testify to it is, what's his name, Malarkey? What's his last name? Yeah, Malarkey. He's the one that said that how they were taking their feet and grazing up against the curb. It's just, we've been there. It's just a little curb. Yeah. And so this was on the front page of the Canton incident report. And then it was changed. And it was changed because Mulvaney, that's it. It was changed because immediately, and there's a different picture put up, because then the Massachusetts State Police, they take this picture and they're like, yep, that's where the shoe was. Right there. That's where the shoe was. The fuck it was. There was no shoe there. There was no shoe there ever. And how I can prove that to you is here is the pictures. This is the curb all blown up. So let me back this out so you guys can really see what I'm working with here. Okay, so this is exhibit 20. This is your curb. Where's the shoe? See where the flagpole is? See where the flagpole is? Here's the shoe. See that? This is all you have to show. This is evidence of planted fucking, and I don't know how this wasn't shown. This is there you go. The shoe was planted. The shoe is planted. There it is. I mean, put me in, coach. Let's do this. Okay? This is exhibit 118. All right? This is exhibit 20A. This is the exhibit taken by the Canton Police Department. All right. And this is the report. That's that picture. And that's what, so Alan Jackson says, why did you guys switch the picture that was the front page of this report? What do you mean? We didn't switch. What are you talking about? Well, you guys switched the picture. Well, no, I mean, we're just like updating stuff. So if somebody wanted to upload something into the, the incident, then it would just take it on over. Okay. Well, okay, sure. Fine. Sounds great. All right. Well, I don't give a shit if you want to say that we didn't change anything. We didn't change anything. Okay. I don't care. Ready? Gifted 5 Truth and Transparency memberships right there. Yuri's math teacher. Lindsay and Natalie used for warrants for, yep. So ready? Well, I don't care. I'm just going to show you myself. Here's the picture that was taken by Canton Police Department. No shoe. Here's the same. So right there, pole. Here's now all of a sudden, oh, there's the shoe. Embedded flagpole. So y'all can kiss my ass. Right? This is 100% what you show the jury. And you just let the jury see that, okay, this was taken by Canton Police Department. Okay. Awesome. Where are all those shards? Nowhere. How do you miss them? You don't. Those big glass pieces. All right. I'm sorry, but I would pay the money to go right now. It's cold as shit in Massachusetts. Get your asses out there. Get a snowmaker, okay? Or let it, the next time it snows, you need to get out on that lawn and you need to put pieces of tail light, spread it all over there right now. Once it snows, and show people and take pictures and say, look this is what it looks like. Like, you're not missing these big red chunks. Under snow? No. Under snow. They were blowing it. They were blowing it all the way to the grass. So you show them that they're using the blower all the way to the grass, all up in this area. Okay. After you show them this. Here. Canton Police Department takes this picture when? Okay. CERT team goes there. Finds the shoe in the same location that there was no shoe. So whoever thinks that they can out-talk that has lost their fucking mind. And then here is to show, this is why you changed this picture from being on the front page of this report, because you were hoping that nobody would notice it. That nobody would notice the fact that, oh, wow, shit. We accidentally took this picture with this angle, no shoe. Then CERT team comes, again, flagpole here. It's the same fucking spot. And then, oh, wait, here we go. There's a shoe. Here it is. So, but I'll argue people until I'm blue in the face, because there was no shoe. Canton PD. Massachusetts State Police. Wait, which one? Wait. Oh, wait, this was taken at 7 a.m.? Yeah, 7:30 in the morning. Wait, and then when was this taken? Oh, yeah, at nighttime. That's his shoe? Yep. So stop talking about that it's a different shoe. It's not. Talk about the fact that it wasn't there, and now it's there. And this was taken in the morning, and then poof, his shoe just fucking miraculously is put there. So Hank, when you want to talk to me about, well, who just takes off one shoe and who's found with one shoe? Man, what the fuck are you talking about? One shoe. The man had one shoe on and his other shoe was supposedly here, right? So he didn't just have, there wasn't just one shoe. Wait. No. If you drag somebody, if you're dragging a person and you're letting their feet drag, okay, there's a chance that shoe could potentially fall off. Diff pick, no shrubs, huh? Diff pick, no shrubs. What are you talking about? This is them. All of it's right here. Shrub. I don't know what you're talking about, homie. These are straight from the exhibits that were taken right off. Look at 118 Shug Tits. So this was shown on 6/3/2024. This one was shown 5/6/2024 to 20A. This one was shown first, so much earlier during the trial. Why? Because it was when the Canton police were being on the stand and talking about the police report. Then this one gets entered in when Tully's ass is taking the stand. All right? It's the same fucking angle. Just one was taken in the morning and one was taken at night. And this was the spot that they were scraping and using to show that there was this curb there. Okay. It's very simple. Morning picture, no shoe. All the way down here. Like this part right here is this. And this part right here is the top of the curb, which is this. How was this a hung jury? Exactly. Yeah, because they think, that's what I'm trying to say, like, you have to change the way that you defend people nowadays, because the jurors are like, yeah, this person's guilty. They wouldn't have been arrested if they weren't, type of thing. I would also talk to them about, hey, how many times have you ever gotten pulled over for a ticket? And you're like, what the hell? I wasn't speeding. You know? How many times have you guys ever argued a speeding ticket? You know? So can police get it wrong? Let's see here. Which one's this? Anyways, it's just, it's clear as day. It's clear as day this shoe was planted, and it's clear as day that this was not roped off at any point in time ever with, yellow tape for no one to come and mess with it. That was an open, it was never a crime scene. So, yep, I agree. So, it's crazy. It's crazy. That is the same photo. It is the same photo. Anybody that wants to sit here and say that it's not the same photo is absolutely on crack cocaine. And I will tell you that. My opinion is that you are on crack cocaine if you don't think that that's the same angled picture. There's your flagpole. This is in the morning, okay? And then you go listen to what Mulvaney said on the stand. Yeah, we were brushing off the side, okay, because we were looking to see what the heck had happened here. All right, and so the side, this is the curb, and it's like those old school curbs. I don't know that, like, I think I have a picture of it when I was there, and then this is the same. There's your flagpole. There you go. And now, oh, here's a shoe. So I just think that people need to stop talking about that it's a different shoe. Give a fuck if it's the same shoe, different shoe. I would be saying it's the same shoe, okay? Because it is, but it's the same shoe because it's the other shoe of John O'Keefe's, and it was planted because it came from It came from somewhere. It doesn't even have to say that it came from inside the house. Okay, it came from somewhere. And it wasn't there, and then now it is. So take your glass shards and shove them up your ass. Ah, no way! Mod Squad, love you! They call it the berm. There you go. Yeah. I would just think that if you showed me this as if I'm a juror, okay, I'm going to be like, holy shit. Look it. The shoe's not there, and then the shoe's there. And then I'm going to say, now, did this have any reason why you guys took down this picture that was part of your report and on the front page? When did it come down again? Oh, wait. After the CERT team had taken their pics and they realized what was on the front cover of your page and that there was no shoe there. And you had to rearrange because then there was a new picture that was put up here when it was handed over in discovery. But this is what it was like back then in the beginning. In the beginning, this is how it was. And then how we got it, it was, where's another one that shows some really good, God, I got all these exhibits. It's just like, whoo. Yeah. Oh, wait, here. I think there's one right here. Wow, this is great. Who's this a photo of? Oh, we never hung out together. Ah, God, take that. Take that. No. Oh, come on, man. This was made out to be the location his body was found, but instead it was the curb. There was snow under John's body, and you could see grass, which destroys the idea of Karen hitting him at 12-ish. Yeah, 12-ish, like shit. They're hitting him. It's just beyond. What else? Oh, yeah, here's to show the process of this happening. And Galaga is the operator. Lank is documenting, and Goody is using his iPhone. There you go. And they're starting to blow. Just blow it on up. Blow it up. Where's one of these other pics? Oh, yeah, here. Oh, yeah, perfect. That one's a good one, too. There you go. That's blood, allegedly, as this is blood. No, this is dirt. Whatever, blood, dirt. They said that this is the cocktail glass here. Blood. I'm sorry. This is funny. Oh, shit. Let's see what else we got in this bag of tricks. Oh, yeah, here. Oh, There you go. Oh, wait. Here it is. Even better. There's the shoe. There's the shoe embedded up on the bum. There's the shoe embedded up on the bum. That's it zoomed in. And then, oh wait, but earlier in the morning it wasn't there at all. Funny. Get the fuck out of here. Get out of here. Liars. They suck. This is so, I mean, wild. This is wild. This is wild that you can actually sit in a freaking courtroom as a juror and see this shit and then get into a deliberating room and just not say, you guys, I don't know who killed who. I don't know if anybody, blah, blah, blah. All I can tell you is that this is the definition of reasonable doubt, and that's the standard. So can we at least all agree on that? And then you raise your hand. It's just like, yeah, exactly. And then if somebody really, what do you mean? She totally fucking hit the guy. Excuse me? What? Because of the solo red cups? What? Because of the blowing of the leaves with the blower? Excuse me? All of those pieces were found after the fact? Okay, so who's with this asshole? Who thinks that this is beyond reasonable doubt? She totally killed this man, backed up, and then nobody saw him on the lawn. I mean, you have to be a damn fool to go into that room, okay, and literally say this shit. It would just be as simple as this. I don't even know what happened. Who's on? It seemed like that Jennifer McCabe woman was on the like. This was a trial if she killed the man, for heaven's sakes. I mean, I just think the plot was lost, and it's just like Jennifer McCabe's not on trial. Going after Jennifer McCabe only distorts shit. Fuck that bitch. She'll have her day one day. But did Karen Reed use a vehicle and hit John O'Keefe? And the answer is, we don't know. We don't know. At the very least, we don't know. So we don't know what the fuck happened that night because nobody seems to know anything. Nobody can remember anything. Nobody saw anybody. And so what I'm gathering is that nobody wants to talk. And so therefore, nobody's going to get a verdict. The verdict is innocent by reasonable doubt. Or they could be saying, well, no one's going to get a verdict because this is hung because people believe that the car hit the guy. And people believe that the car didn't hit the guy. But this is just asinine. Absolutely craziness that you could literally go back in, because this is all going to come down to the jurors. Okay. The evidence doesn't support Karen Reed beyond a reasonable doubt being responsible for this. So you have to ask yourselves, how in the world do we just show that? And you just show it by the state has no idea where John O'Keefe is from 12:28 a.m. until 6:04 a.m. They say he's not in the house, and their witnesses say he's not on the lawn. So the state has no idea where John O'Keefe is from 12:28 a.m. until 6:04 a.m. And the state did not do their job to figure out where John O'Keefe was, because they're just assuming that he was on the lawn, right? But yet every single person that they talked to said that he wasn't on the lawn. The car cannot be the murder weapon anytime after 12:28, which literally means that all of these people would have witnessed the crime. I mean, give me a break. And everyone's saying they didn't see anything. He wasn't on the lawn. So Karen Reed gets on the internet or the Wi-Fi at 12:36. They connect. Everybody knows why that happens. It's because when you are driving in your car and you're coming into your driveway or you're walking into your home, you will then automatically connect to Wi-Fi with your device. Period. But this right here, the shoe's there at nighttime, but the shoe's not there in the morning. So who put the shoe there? Who put the shoe there? Maybe people can't get behind the fact that cops don't do certain things. Okay. So I wouldn't be going at it that way. I'd be going at it the fact that the state has brought in witnesses here that are telling us that John O'Keefe was not on the lawn. They didn't see him. He never came into the house. And he wasn't in his own home. So where was John O'Keefe from 10 or 12:28 until 6:03? Well, he was on the lawn, just nobody saw him. Okay. Well, Higgins said he had his Jeep there, and then nobody, though, says that his Jeep was there. So maybe John O'Keefe got into Higgins's Jeep. How about that? You don't want to blame, it's just, if he's not in the house, well, he's not on the lawn. He's not on the lawn. He's not in the house. Well, God damn it, he's not on the lawn.
The guy never came in.
Yeah, so the guy never came in, right? I mean, it's okay. It's not our job. It's not the defense's job to say where John O'Keefe was from 12:28 to 6:04. It's the state's job. And they brought in all these witnesses to tell this jury that John O'Keefe wasn't on the lawn. So you remember what the judge says, you have to believe the people on the stand, okay, until there's reason to not believe them. They're coming in here to tell the truth. Well, so you can ask yourselves, do you think 10 to 15 people just drove by and refused to, and didn't see like not even one person saw him? Oh, one of them did. She said she saw a big black blob. Well, that's because you're drunk, right, honey? Think about if you're actually doing an investigation and you'd be asking all these witnesses all these questions, right? And everyone keeps telling you they didn't see him. He wasn't on the lawn. He wasn't on the lawn. As an investigator, wouldn't you say to yourself, well, where the hell was John? If he got hit by that car, he would have been right there on the lawn. And he's not there. Every fucking witness is saying he wasn't there. And they didn't see anybody hit him, but yet he's laying right here, right? Well, what it sounds like to me is that he was put there. I mean, that's just simple logic. When you go and you interview all of these witnesses and they say to you, he wasn't on the lawn. I didn't see a body there. Okay, then I go to the next person, same thing. What were you doing? Well, my brother actually came over and he brought me drugs, but I didn't say that. But this was like so many people. And then you want to go the route that, hey, Richie, you were the one driving, right? So you weren't drunk. So you would have seen a body there, right? In fact, what time did you get there? So you would have been there, and wait, her vehicle's there, right? And did you see her hit him? No. And it's your testimony that you left before she left? What time did you leave? Remember, she has to be on the Wi-Fi by 12:36. How long's the drive? You guys, it's 8 minutes. 7 minutes if you're flying, 6 if you're really flying, and it's snowing allegedly. So that's why I said she would have had to leave at least by 12:28 to be on the Wi-Fi by 12:36. So this whole crash had to happen before 12:28 a.m. I mean, this is absurd. This is absolutely crazy. You understand that she would have had to, for where his body was over here, right? Right about here. How does he land here? Like, if he's getting out of the vehicle, how did she back up and like hit him? How did she send his body all the way over here? Oh, that's right. He just spun around and flew.
Pirouette.
Yeah, he did a pirouette and just flew to the left, 10 feet. Do you know how much money this has costed? Like, this is insane. This is sick. Meanwhile, Hank is only getting paid $2.50 an hour. That's why he has to have these hearings last. If you guys think that this trial is going to be any better listening to Hank, I'm sorry, but it's not. No, it's not. He's a complete fucking, he's annoying as fuck. Turtleboy is also being sued by as many as 6 innocent people because he called them killers and murderers. Well, good, because you're going to have to show. The last thing that anybody would want to do right now is sue Turtleboy. There's a thing called discovery, okay? Discovery. Discovery is an amazing thing. So you have to think twice before you sue somebody, because guess what happens? Guess what happens? That little thing called discovery. So you know how all these amazing people were being protected by Bev saying, no, you can't have their phone records. No, you can't have their phones and all this other crazy shit. You're not going to be afforded that privilege if you see Turtleboy. That's why no one has sued him. H-Bag says, H-Bag, love you. Yeah, that's what I say. Let a rose by better rose. Exactly. He's sue him. He's like, yeah, sue me. I'm telling you right now. Nobody is going to sue Turtleboy. The discovery would be so juicy, says Mod Squad. Love it. He's a math teacher. As a grad, I can tell you from experience, not my major, Westfield State does not produce experts. God, I love you. How long was the supposed travel of the car to reach 25 miles an hour? Turtleboy did the reenactment. We were there. We did a bunch of things too. It's absurd. It's absurd. And I really would like to talk to the girl. What the hell's her name? We were talking about data. Making really good points about, when you go into certain rooms and houses, depending on if you go like down to a basement, your whole Wi-Fi or, your towers, rather, the strength of signal, you lose that when you go into certain areas. Okay. So why can't we do I know it's been so many years later, but I would love to see like a drive test done with somebody walking from getting out of that vehicle and going into the house then down into the basement, then up, then down. Okay. And then go upstairs. Maybe somebody was in the downstairs. Hey, go upstairs because you had to pee really quick or something like that. Hit all aspects of that house. Okay. And stay into each location for like, 2 minutes and then move to the next spot. Or take, 10 different routes in and just be in that spot and see what happens. Just for shits and giggles. Yeah, it was Olivia. It was Olivia talking about it. And I know that obviously the towers are different now, but I'm curious to know what that house is pumping out, because think about it. Could you call owners of the new house that are sitting in there? Where you don't get service in your own home. So could you ask them, hey, have you found out that you don't get service in certain parts of this home? Just curious. But at Turtleboy Jones, Turtleboy has been begging for them to sue him. I know. Anyways, it's just for me, it's very simple. The state doesn't know where John O'Keefe is. Their own witnesses tell you he's not on the lawn, and the evidence shows that this was planted. Here's in the morning, no shoe, and then here's in the evening, and that's why they changed the front page of the report. It's very obvious. I actually think that now I would leave the leaf blower in, because the leaf blower, do an experiment. I'm telling you, the leaf blower being used to blow the snow, you guys, it's like, think about your hair dryer when you're blowing your hair. Okay. You're putting that force on there, and it actually would get all the way down to the grass. And I think showing that to the jury, it's like they wouldn't have missed these big pieces of red taillight. Like it's white snow. White snow. It's not dirty. Okay. It's white. And so a big red reflective piece, you're going to see. And then play that volume loud and let them hear how loud, and it's revving it up, and you're going to town on this blower. This cracks me up. And what's his name? God, what? Nick. I mean, Nick missing what? How many text messages? 30,000? Nick's a joke. Nick's a complete joke. I would also point out what time this picture was taken, and you can see the path travel in of this vehicle, which belongs to Matt. And you can't see it from here. Let me see if I zoom in. You can see it on the other good ones that I have, but you can see it's coming, from this way. Like that. And what I would want to point out is that, remember I said during trial 1 is that this car from the nighttime was here, parked here. And that's where it pulled out from being here. So when they would have left, I want to know whose vehicle this is and when did it arrive? Because this vehicle was parked here from the testimony, meaning Matt and Jen. So I want to know whose vehicle this is. And when did it get there? I want them to break down the vehicles. I want to talk about, they had how many vehicles were owned by everybody in that home and where they were. Okay. I think it's just really important. I think it's important because if Brian Albert Jr. has a car, Brian Albert had a work vehicle, his own vehicle, and then Wifey Poo had a car. All right. Then they have twins that were of age to drive at the time. Right. But at the very least, that's 4 vehicles. Their garage was being used for like storage. So where are all these vehicles? There should be how many vehicles belonging to the homeowners or the kids of the homeowners. Why Def didn't do what you're doing with this brim and shoe pick is crazy. That proves the entire case. It sure does. I was screaming it during the trial. If you guys watched it when I was streaming live for that trial, I caught that shit. And I mean, I know that Alan had mentioned in the beginning and just asked him, why did the front cover picture change? He asks, I want to say it was Goody, whatever he calls himself. So yeah, there was only 2 vehicles in drive on police dash cam. Exactly. Where are all these vehicles? And they were asked during the trial what they used the garage for. So yeah, he was asked about this, why the picture changed on the report, and they had to take down that picture. And it came down a month. Like it was like on there on January 31st. It was basically given to the defense when Karen Reed first was arrested. That incident report had that picture up like that. And then they changed it after, and then that was not the picture anymore. So they need to show these 2 pics side by side to the dense ass jury. Yeah. Well, I know that whatever Bev overruled, though, I know that both of these got into evidence because I clearly have them. So I think all they have to do is go back and see that, and they have both exhibits now. This is the other thing I wanted to show. I want everybody to pay attention to where the fire hydrant is. And it's up further away than from where everything was happening. So like John couldn't have like hit this fire hydrant or something like that. This took place back here. So they used this picture, what I thought was hilarious, is Exhibit 60. And I would be using this to show that the fire hydrant has nothing to do with any damages. If they would have thought that, did you guys, go there and test it to saying that any of those scrapes on his arm would come from like hitting any of this? But these were used. These were exhibits, and you just go to town with these exhibits. It's Exhibit 20A. It was testified to on 5/6/24. Exhibit 118 was testified to on 6/3/24. And there you go. They were both in. These were both in. And I would use it in my closing. I would say, this is Canton Police in the morning, and this was on their report cover page. Okay, we received it on this day. Then we received another report because remember they changed stuff. But then this is the picture that was taken by the CERT team that night. And no shoe, same spot. There's the flagpole. And shoe. There you go. This is your plant job. And then you can even see when they want to talk about how much more snow accumulated. And no, they're chopping stuff up. Listening to Lally last year was torture, and now we've been blessed with Hank the Yank. Yeah, God, it's so amazing when you just break it down to say very simply, hey guys, guess what? The state doesn't know where John O'Keefe was from 12:28 a.m. until 6:04 a.m. The state has their victim unaccounted for. The state has no idea where John O'Keefe was from 12:28 a.m. until 6:04 a.m. until we have an actual, camera on him. And the reason that the state doesn't know where John O'Keefe was from 12:28 a.m. until 6:04 a.m. is because the state refused to investigate when every single one of their witnesses told them that John O'Keefe was not on the lawn. But yet they're here using those witnesses here today, telling you guys that John O'Keefe wasn't on the lawn when they were coming and going. So where was John O'Keefe? And the state doesn't think that that's important. Well, we think it's really important. Because if John O'Keefe wasn't on the lawn between 12:28 a.m. and 6:04 a.m., then Karen Reed is in no way, shape, or form responsible. And every single one of their witnesses are going to tell you that John O'Keefe was not on the lawn. And the last person to leave was at 2 when Caitlin and her boyfriend left. Okay? So everybody from 12:28 a.m. until 2 whatever a.m. when Caitlin and her boyfriend left. Now, Caitlin's boyfriend would have passed coming this way, pulling in, and then would have had 2 looks at that driveway or that lawn, and all of these drivers are sober. Not on the lawn. Not on the lawn. Not on the lawn. So if the state's witnesses are sitting here telling you that John O'Keefe wasn't on the lawn and they did not witness Karen Reed hitting him and incapacitating him to be on the lawn, then why aren't we believing them? Why aren't we believing them? So I would rethink how I would want to portray these witnesses and to say they're telling us he wasn't there. I don't know why we're not believing them. I don't know why the police are just totally just like, okay, well, we'll just put him there. And that's how I would say it, is that the police just decided, well, we'll put him on the lawn. And that's exactly what they did. When I say put him on the lawn, they put him on the lawn from 12:28 until 6:04 and did not care that every single witness said that he was not there. I've never heard of having 15 eyewitnesses telling you the same thing and the cops going the opposite way. So I would just consider that there was nobody on the front lawn, and then say they determined that he didn't go in the house, and the witnesses are saying he's not on the lawn. So then where's John O'Keefe? It's just that simple. It just doesn't, it's, how are you, how is this even in trial? Like, can you imagine if in the Brian Kober case that if Bethany or Dylan were saying things like, we went to sleep, we didn't hear anything, we didn't see anything, we didn't hear anything, we just went to sleep. Then that means that they could never put a time of the crime, right? None of the vehicles moving or doing anything mean anything, right? Until somebody wants to say something that would have happened, right? To say, I saw something or I heard something. And then they're going to, but if Bethany and Dylan in the Idaho 4 case say that they didn't see anything, right? Then what time did this happen? That's why at least Idaho was like, no, we have to have one of these bitches see or hear something. Because then we're going to go ahead and say that the vehicles moving outside coincide with this person seeing or hearing something. Okay. And so in the Karen Reed case, you literally have like 15 Bethany's and Dylans. And all of them are saying, we didn't see anything. We didn't hear anything. We were coming and going off that lawn all night. We didn't see a body. Nobody was there. He didn't come in the house. Okay? And so the logical explanation is that John O'Keefe isn't there from 12/28 until at least till Caitlin and her boyfriend leave. So where is he? Where is he? It's absurd. And if John O'Keefe is not there and laying in that spot by 12/28, Karen Reed is factually innocent. And that's what we have right here. We have a factually innocent person. None of these witnesses are blind. The lawn is smaller than an A cup, and nobody saw anything. Nobody heard anything. I've never seen somebody go to trial and not know where their victim was. Unbelievable. Where is your victim? The state doesn't know. So she's factually innocent, and Massachusetts is still spending money to cooperate. Yeah, this is ridiculous. You know, and I just keep praying, like, hang on, Karen Reed. Like, I'm telling you, man, you're gonna be vindicated. But nobody can afford this shit. Who can afford this? Literally, who can afford this? Nobody can afford this. Nobody can afford defenses like this. And you know what's sad? Is that this is exactly what happened to Sheldon Jeter Jr. And his own damn defense team didn't even open up the discovery. Didn't even give him a fucking chance. They didn't even open up his discovery. And he wasn't a public defender. They weren't public defenders. They were actually paid to tank, in my opinion. Cocksuckers. Don't get me started. But nobody has money for this. But this shit happens every day. And it's not even corruption half the time. It's incompetency. It's people that are just supposed to be patrolmen pulling people over because, hey, guess what? If they go over that speed limit when you're pointing the gun at them, pull them over and give them a ticket. Okay, yeah, I think I can do that. It's taking people that's their job. And then you're going to write up a report, okay? Can you do that? You know, it's people like that then you're asking them to connect dots and critically think. And there's people that should not be doing this job. And we need to pay people better to be detectives and be in law enforcement so that we can get the higher quality human and brain so that this shit doesn't happen. And so we should pay our teachers more money. We should pay our police more money, our fire. Anybody's in a protective role of the citizens, I'm sorry, they're just as important as a fucking lawyer. So that's my rant. As a United States citizen, I'd rather pay more money to people like that than have to go and pay an arm and a leg for a lawyer that I will never be able to afford to defend me because I chose to go cheap with my taxes. Okay? And I'm sorry. Start firing these fucking people. All right? You don't do your job, you lose it. These judges, I just laugh because the Innocence Project exists for a reason. And it's because of all the police that used all these horrible techniques back in the day that got people to confess to crimes they did not commit. But because, hey, if you say this, then you're only going to go to jail for this much time. Otherwise, we're putting you away for life. Okay? So it's absurd. It's absolutely sickening. But the Innocence Project exists because police officers fucked up. It's the only reason the Innocence Project exists. When's the last time you guys saw a press conference where anybody in law enforcement came out and said, I am so sorry that we got this wrong. We messed up. I don't know how we missed this, but we messed up. You guys, they are human beings. I make mistakes all the time in my job. You make mistakes all the time. We are humans and we make mistakes all the fucking time, right? We make mistakes in our relationships. Hey, I'm really sorry about that. I'm really sorry about that. Hey, I'm really sorry that hurt your feelings. Or what? We are human. Well, how come when it comes to police officers and the government, I'm sorry. How about the person that gets freed after the DNA exonerates them? But what about that cop that in that interrogating room was acting like a Jerry Holman? I think they should go to jail for that. I think it should come out of your pension when you put people away and you're wrong. Just like you don't get a bonus. You know? It's just all sick. It's so sick. Anyways, Turtleboy, got nothing but love for you over here. Wishing you nothing but the best in your journey, because this is only one of many. And go ahead and look up and see what Brian Albert makes. Incompetence is fair if you do the right thing when you find out you failed. Failing is okay, but the department needs to use it to grow and do better. Yeah, and you don't get promoted like Jerry Holman did. Yeah, prosecution, in all of this stuff. And guys, we have so much power. We, the people, actually have the power. And you know who else has the power, guys? Is the media. I'm telling you, if you stop watching mainstream media, okay, they will change. Stop watching the bullshit. They will change. Ask them to change the way that it's not like, I want to hear both sides. Show me the documents that you guys go and get. They go and get everything, you guys. They just pick and choose what they show you. You know when I learned that? I learned that when I got all the body cam footage for all the Idaho 4 shit. And I'm like, these motherfuckers had this report. And so I hit up the Idaho Statesman. I hit up somebody else. And I was like, how long have you guys been sitting on this report? And I already knew the answer. They had the reports, but they didn't have the body cams, supposedly, right? And they're like, you beat us to it. You beat us to it. I was like, no, actually what it looks like to me is that you are suppressing the information, that you had it. And then how do I know that you didn't cut some deal with somebody not to play it? How do I know that you're not blackmailing somebody by saying, oh, here, I can put all this stuff out there, or you can cut me a fatty check. You guys, I see that people are going out and getting information with public FOIAs and stuff like that because the names on it of who would have got it before me and all the names would be there. And to see people's names on stuff and then go and look and see that they're not. Why are you going and getting something and then not talking about it? What would ever possess somebody to go and get something and then not discuss it? What do you think about that? Why in the world would you ever go and get something, have it, read through it, and then decide to yourself, it's not newsworthy. I'm not going to put it out there. We were in a nationwide manhunt for somebody that killed 4 students or people. I would think everything would be relevant, especially parties at the house that had a revolving door to see who was coming and going. But when I saw that they were just, I was like, you guys are sick puppies, man. Ms. Holmes says these aren't even mistakes by the Canton PD and MSP. Karen Reed is being framed. Hell yeah, this picture right here, this is Karen Reed being framed, all right. In the morning, no shoe. Flagpole, same everything. In the nighttime, oh, wait, there's that shoe planted. They framed Sheldon Jeter. They framed Karen Reed. And right now, as far as I'm concerned, until I see otherwise, Brian Kohlberger may be getting framed as well. You're going to have a lot to this suppression hearing on January 23rd. You guys should tune into it to see what happens. But if you guys don't think that there's any evidence against Karen Reed, there is no evidence against Brian Kohlberger. It's that bad. And no, I'm not a fucking Brian Kohlberger. I love you and want to suck you off. I love my fucking rights. And I want to suck my rights off. So tune in. I'm telling you. Anybody that wants to violate my rights, I have a problem with. Go, Turtleboy, go. Yes. Cheers. I knew Freckled Gemini would like that. I love when you guys are just sitting at your cubicle and then Lana just rips off a one-liner just like, God. Magic shoes, magic hair, magic body, magic thinking. Yuri, I love it. God. And then here's Bev with her bangs just like 20 minutes late every day to get them bangs perfect. You know, Auntie Bev. So funny. I love all these screen names now from the trials. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much. I kept you here for 3 hours. Turtleboy, like I said, nothing but love. Frame jobs. But we're covering it all. Gotta put my Karen Reed box back with all the goods. Yeah, there you go. That's good. They need to do an overlay. There it is. I think it's like this how it hit it because it was like his hand was like that. There you go. Isn't that nuts? When you do that? Have a great day. Thank you, everyone. Have a blessed and unbiased day. Have an unbiased day, guys. When you're going to the gas station, be unbiased.
Don't live in an echo chamber.
Yeah. Thank you again, guys. Peace out.